Well, hey guys, how's everybody? I hope everybody's well. Hope you're all having a great day. If you've seen the title, you know what's in this box. Had a subscriber, good friend of the channel, sent us this. He wished to keep anonymous, so we'll abide by his wishes and keep it that way. But again, I just want to say thank you. Just wanted to see what I could do with one of these after seeing the success we have with the little saw that my wife had bought a while back. I think this is basically the same saw. It is a little different, but not much. I think these are Zanoa clones, but this is Black & Decker labeled saw. 42 cc's. Seems to be built just as well as the other one. Purge bulb in the back, just simple kill switch. I think this one actually has a switch. I think the other one just had a momentary switch to shut it off, but I'll have to look. But dang good looking little saw, and these are magnesium bodied, so you could call it whatever you want. It's got spring anti-vibe. But what we'll do is I'm going to turn you guys around toward my bench. We'll get this thing and bar it up and fill it up and go out and make some cuts with it. Alright, we got our bar and chain out. We do have an owner's manual and a wrench that came with the saw. This was a new saw. These things can be had at a really reasonable price. Actually more reasonable than the Craftsman saw that we bought from Lowe's. I think that saw was labeled as like a S140. Saws are very, very similar. I think this may be like the rear handle and stuff on it may be a little different. They seem to be very, very similar saws. Again, I think it's a Zanoa clone. As you can see, it's kind of odd, the cylinder on these tilts forward. Most modern saws, a lot of them will be kind of straight up, but kind of not. But there's a lot of saws that are also straight back. Got the chain brake, bend the clutch cover. So yeah, let's get the bar and chain on this thing and get her fired up, make some cuts with it. Good looking little saw. .3/8 low probe, semi chisel. Give you guys a look at the cutter. Safety chain. Alright. The chain adjuster, it does look like it is in the side of the cover. It's very handy. We all know how the front adjusters are. They can be very, very aggravating. This ain't really a review right offhand. I'm just showing you the saw. Hopefully she'll fire right up. We can go out and do some test cuts with it. That was my plan for today in this video anyway. It's back a little bit warmer today. I'm actually sweating sitting here in the shop. For about the last week, it has been what I would say real nice out. And I'm going to tighten that just a little tighter because I know it's going to stretch. Everything I've got out here to cut is like super hard. My fuel and oil, I think I'm looking at the oil jug sitting on the bench that's sitting beside of this one. And we'll get this thing fired up and then we'll go out and make some cuts. Looks like we did get some two-stroke mix with the saw. Wanted to share that. That's kind of different. It's kind of handy as well. Your fuel and oil are both housed in the handle of the saw. Fuel up here, of course, your red cap, and then the oil down here at the bottom. Gotta get my fuel and fuel it up, and then we'll do a first start on this little saw. One other thing before I start this, we did indeed get a scabbard that came with the saw as well. These are handy. I have cut myself so many times just by brushing up against the saw sitting on a shelf. It happens. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's done that. If your chains ain't sharp, maybe that don't happen to you as often, but it does to me. Alright, and I have not fired this. We're going to turn it on. We're going to purge till we got fuel going through the carburetor, and that's basically what you're doing. Some saws, like the new 500i, I'm sure there's others. I know some of the vintage saws, I've got one back here. This is actually a primer. Some of the older Mechanics actually had primers. The primer actually shoots fuel into the venturi of the carburetor, which is the mouth of the carburetor. What you're doing here is you're purging fresh, cool fuel through the carburetor. This aids in starting. It aids in restarting in like a heat soak condition, where if you're working and it's really hot out, got a saw doesn't want to start back, it's got to purge. Try purging some, some fresh fuel through it. But may sound like I'm trying to give a how-to on how to start a saw, but not really. We're going to choke. This is an easy start. It does not mean that you can just pull this out and let go and it'll start. How many times I keep seeing that. That is not how they work. I'm sure people have bought items with an easy start and expect that. It's a spring assisted start. Watch, I'll pull it all the way out, letting it go. Again, I keep seeing that so many times over and over. I know people are just making videos and getting views, but that is really good. About the third actual pull, or second. Perfect factory tune. It's probably around 80 degrees here in my shop. The humidity's up really high. It's warm enough for me to sweat in here. But it's really nice once you go outside. Well, probably mid to upper 70s outside. You got a perfect factory tune. These saws, this big muffler on the front of them, that is actually a catted muffler. I don't think it actually has porcelain in it like a catalytic converter, but I could be wrong. I do know it does have the mesh all the way to the bottom and back up to the top that it has to go through to breathe. Which, when I done the Craftsman saw, I think a lot of the gains we got from that saw were just through the muffler alone. Wasn't really a lot of port work to it. I'd changed port timing around here and there, but let's see how she fires back. Again, it's an easy start, just a light tug. Spring assisted start. I'm anxious to go out here and make a cut with this one. It's been a long time since I ran the Craftsman stock, but honestly, this one feels a little peppier, I think. But anyway, that's what we'll do. I'll go out here and see if I can get something locked up in our log splitter, and we'll see if we can make a few cuts with this thing. Alright guys, I hope we've got a good view. Small wood, which is what most people are going to cut with this, but once we get it to where we're going to pour it the saw, we'll put it in something a little bigger, kind of bury the bar. But Pretty sure this is a hickory branch, just perfect small firewood. It's hard as rock, be a good test for a little saw. Alrighty guys, that is one fine cutting little saw just to be right out of the box. To my understanding, these things can be had for about $100 bill. In my opinion, that's hard to beat. It is I call them a pro chassis. It's a magnesium chassis saw, meaning the frame of the saw itself is metal. It's not plastic like you normally see on the homeowner saws. Then, you know, your handle and your covers are plastic, of course, but the chassis of the saw is magnesium. They have a removable cylinder head. Makes for modifications very, very easily. If you haven't checked out the video on the little Craftsman we done, I'm wanting to say it was 43 or 44% gain on that. One of the most gains I've ever made on a saw, and no doubt in my mind we can do that here, if not even better. But anyway, again, thank you to the gentleman that sent us this just to play with. And thanks to everybody that watches. If you hit the thumbs up, believe it or not, we're not just asking you to do it. It really, really helps out the video. If you turn on the notifications bell, it'll notify you, or at least should notify you, of almost every video we put out. I've got several projects lined up through the winter, a lot of saw stuff, a lot of stuff that's not saw related, but anyway, again, thank you for watching. Everybody have a great day.